The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Straight ahead tonight, PLP headquarters, a hub of activity at this hour as aspirants make their best argument for a nomination ahead of the 2026 general election. Also tonight, the FNM has its own issues brewing, this time in Andros. Julian Gibson is trying his best to secure the party's nod for Central and South Andros. And tonight, the fires that destroyed many businesses and homes in 2025 and even early 2026. Well, tonight, we go in depth, a look at fire services and emergency response. It's all straight ahead this evening on Beyond the Headlines. Good evening, I'm Shanique Miller. This is Beyond the Headlines. It's great to have you along this evening. The Progressive Liberal Party continues to shore up its slate of candidates ahead of the next general election, with another round of ratifications expected on Thursday evening. However, this evening, interviews are taking place at the PLP headquarters where Janelle Longley is live. Now we are waiting, well, in fact, we have her just in time as we came up live this evening. Good evening to you, Janelle.
Shanique, that's right. We are still here at the Progressive Liberal Party headquarters as the Candidates Committee meets with the prospective candidates for a number of constituencies still not ratified for the next general election. Now, Shanique, it's been a lot of activity out here today. We've been out here since about 4 p.m. this afternoon, and we've seen many candidates come to represent the different constituencies. We saw 3 candidates coming in for the St. Anne's constituency, Keno Wong. We saw Latorna McPhee, and we also saw a former candidate, Chris Saunders, who's putting his hat back in the ring this time again. We saw Bimini and Barry Islands. We also saw Yamacraw, the incumbent, Zane Lightbourne, the Minister of Environment and Natural Resources right now. And Shanique, we have him on the sidelines with us here today just to talk a little bit about the process that he went through heading into Thursday, when he could possibly be one of those names that we're expecting to hear from the Progressive Liberal Party. So, Mr. Lightbourne, just tell us a little bit about how your meeting went with the committee.
Well, good night. I'm very elated about the support here tonight. As you can see, there's a strong team behind me. And that is what we have been in Yamacraw. Yamacraw has been very strong. We've been very responsive. We've gained a lot of support in the community. We have cleanup initiatives for all ages. And tonight, we just went before the committee. It was a very straightforward process. It was a very great interview. And we understand that this is building on the progress of a party. Our leader has been awesome. He's been a rock star. He's been doing a lot for people who are struggling in the country. We have brought the economy of the Bahamas back roaring. And in all of our ministries, you can see the progress that we've made, and we simply want to build on that progress, keep it going for 2 straight.
Now, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that you were the only candidate that appeared today for the Yamacraw constituency to represent the Progressive Liberal Party. What do you think that says about your representation, that this much people believe in you, that you're not being challenged in this seat?
Well, we have a great team, and we have great candidates. And for persons to vie for a position, I expect that at any time you have so many good people that are part of this party that at any particular time they can put their hat in the race. But shouts out to my team, shouts out to the people who exude the confidence in me to continue to have faith in my leadership. And I will not disappoint. I'm a servant leader, and I believe that everything that we continue to do benefits the overall community. And those things, we are very open to constructive criticism. When necessary, we make the adjustment, and we will continue doing that because we have done a lot of work and we got a lot of work to do.
And last question for me, obviously, if you are chosen as the candidate to represent the Yamacraw constituency, you'll be facing again Mr. Ellsworth Johnson, who you faced in the 2021 election. You obviously beat him out for that seat. How do you feel going back up against him heading into 2026 if you are chosen as the candidate?
Pound for pound, if there's any work done in the constituency that's the measurement of support or where you are in terms of your success, I would say we have done far more. The constituency looks and feels different, it feels better. We've had the response from the community, and we know that there's still a lot to be done. And so I don't concentrate on the opponent and what he's doing on his side. I just know that we're in it to win it, and the people have spoken before, and they're speaking loudly again. So I just say to my team, continue to work hard. Thank you for the confidence that you have given, or you have put in me. And I ask that we continue this work, that we continue. We are confident that we will build on the progress of the Progressive Liberal Party. And at the end of the day, Yamacraw will still be PLP all the way.
All the way. All right, and Shanique, you heard it there. That seems to be the stance of a lot of candidates that we got a chance to speak to this evening. Obviously, we're still here waiting on a few of them to come out of their meeting to find out how it went. But for now, that's all we have. And we're going to throw it back to you in studio. And don't forget to stay tuned to our platforms for additional updates and information on everything that's going on here tonight. I'm Janelle Longley, throwing it back to you, Shanique.
Janelle, in the middle of everything this evening at PLP headquarters, of course, that is live right now, happening right now. I want to bring in very quickly, because we hope to maybe go back there just for a minute or so to see what else is happening. But I want to bring in my Hot Topics panelists, or panelist, rather. Yes, both. Peggy Candace and Gabrielle McKinsey Aeneas. Y'all leave me alone. Can we just get through this? But ladies, good evening to both of you. And you are my panelists, yes. But good evening to both of you. Listen, we saw there, first of all, the PLP, like the FNM, this is now the time when everybody's trying to get every I and every kink out and ensure that they think they have what they would feel is the best team moving forward into the general election. And so let's just talk about what we saw a minute ago. Zane Lightbourne, the incumbent for Yamacraw, not being opposed and challenged by anyone as on his side for the Yamacraw constituency. So with all, no doubt, he will be given the ratification on Thursday evening. But your thoughts about Zane Lightbourne, what have you been hearing about Zane Lightbourne? How has he been making his presence felt and representing Yamacraw this term?
Hi, good night. Thank you for having me, Shanique. Good night, Bahamas. Well, I follow Mr. Lightbourne on Facebook, and he has a strong social media presence. He has remained on the ground. He's remained running programs. He have amazing physical fitness program in his constituency. So he's remained connected on the ground, cleaning, interacting with his constituency. And so he has a very strong standing. And so I'd like to see him ratified on Thursday. I think he would continue to be a great candidate for the Progressive Liberal Party.
Good evening, Shanique, and good evening, Bahamas. It's always a pleasure.
Gabrielle, if you can stick a pin right there, we're going to go back to Janelle. Janelle is joining us live from the Progressive Liberal Party's headquarters, where a string of interviews are happening with various aspirants and incumbents. Go ahead, Janelle. Good evening once again.
Good evening, Shanique. We obviously did not expect to come back to you this early, but we have with us Wade Watson, who is seeking to defend his seat as the Member of Parliament for the Bain and Grantstown constituency. Now, he just wrapped up his candidates meeting, and Mr. Watson, we just want to get a few comments from you right now on how that meeting went and how you're walking out of it. Are you hopeful about your chances to be selected as this candidate?
Yes, I'm very hopeful. I think the meeting was very well. I'm excited to be a part of the process. The questions asked by the members of the Candidates Committee were very pertinent, and I'm optimistic that I will be selected as a candidate to represent the Bain and Grantstown constituency in the next general election.
Now, how do you feel about the work that you've been able to do over the last few years in that constituency? Obviously, this would have been your first time as the official representation. How do you feel? Do you feel satisfied with the work that you've done? Is there things that you wish you could have done that you weren't able to get done?
Well, we run approximately 32 programs here in the Baines and Grandstand constituency. And those programs are basically geared towards taking care of the needs of the constituents of Baines and Grandstand. Water and homes installation program, the breakfast program that we have, the cleanup campaigns that we had, the expungement program that we have, the sports program for the young children, the Baines and Grandstand pageant for the young girls, single mothers forum, the single fathers forum, Mother's Day and Father's Day recognition service, the job fair. We ran an excellent program this term in office, and I'm excited. I think the persons in this constituency recognize the work that we have done, and I'm happy to serve them in the future. I'm not just running as a member of parliament. I'm running as a member of the Baines and Grandstand constituency. I am a product of Baines and Grandstand, and the people that I serve are my friends, my family, and my brothers and sisters.
Now, should you be successful at first, obviously, this candidacy, and then successful in the next general election, what big project are you looking to bring to Baines and Grandstand?
Well, I can tell you I will be successful. I will be successful as the candidate, and I will be successful as the elected member of parliament for Baines and Grandstand in the next general election. If you realize, so far, no one has been nominated from other parties to run in the Baines and Grandstand constituency.
The best member of parliament in the government.
They know why. They know why. They know why. Because the work that we have done speak for us.
That's right.
But I'm looking to build on the programs that we have already established. We want to build on it. We want to make more progress. But one thing that I can tell you that I'm really working towards is the completion of the Baines and Grandstand Community Center and Community and Wellness Center. So I'm looking forward to build that so that the constituents of Baines and Grandstand can have a place where they can come and be comfortable.
PLP! All the way! PLP! All the way! PLP! All the way!
Shanique, you heard it here from the horse's mouth himself. The other political parties, he says, seem to struggle to find a candidate worthy to come against him in the Baines and Grandstand constituency. Obviously, we will be waiting for that official nod from the party that he has been ratified. But for now, Janelle Longley throwing it back to you again, Shanique.
Thank you very much, Janelle Longley. In the thick of things. I don't think that's going to wrap up anytime soon. And of course, that is repeated on Thursday evening when the ratification takes place. And so let's just move forward. Once again, welcome back to the show, Peggy Candace and Gabrielle McKinsey-Eneas. Ladies, I'll tell you this. I told Justin before the show, I'm like, listen, Justin, the show is now sort of, it's unpredictable in terms of, because this is now the political season, so we are going to kind of just be at the whim of whatever these parties are doing, especially once they begin really kicking into high gear. So we were wrapping up with Zane. You both saw a moment ago, the incumbent for Baines and Grandstand, Wade Watson, speaking a moment ago, just got done with his interview. What have you all heard this term about Wade Watson?
Well, Shanique, before we go on to Wade Watson, I want to quickly just get in there on three-piece. And I know when he see this video, he's going to know, because that's three-piece. That's what they call. That's what they call Zane. He know what it means. The three-piece. So three-piece has been on the ground there in Yamacraw, doing the door-to-door, doing his work. But what I want the viewers to be aware of is that Three-piece was actually challenged in the last election going into the PLP nomination by the then Clint Watson, who is now applying for Southern Shores. So I want us to look and see.
Clint was attempted to get in on the Yamacraw race?
Attempted to get in on the Yamacraw race. So I see the history and things are changing, and sometimes people forget. So I'm going to help to refresh us this political season about all of the turnings of the tide so that we stay up to date. And now we see that Three-piece is going in basically unchallenged. So he must be making some waves in Yamacraw that people are saying that no one in the Progressive Liberal Party now wants to even challenge him for that nomination. This is, however, is going to be a very interesting race. He is going up against the very determined, very intense Ellsworth Johnson. As we've seen him before sit right on this show with the late Bradley Roberts. or another show that is.
No, Ellsworth is formidable.
Ellsworth is a formidable opponent.
Yeah.
He's not going to roll over and play that and give up easy. So that is going to be one to watch. We're not going to go into that too quickly, but as time goes. But in reference to Wade Watson in the Bain and Grantstown area, now that caught me. Wade Watson said, "You're dragging your foot, honey. I've been here, I live here. Could we possibly see another BJ on the horizon in the Bain and Grantstown constituency with Wade Watson?"
What, if anything, can you say about his performance this term?
Mind you, his presence in terms of getting it out there, broadcasting what he's been doing, isn't as wide as I would like to see. However, in this thing, Shanique, as I've always said, it's about touching people. He clearly has a crowd of people there behind him from being in Grantstown. People are clearly feeling him. And the other parties are slow to get their ratified candidates in these grassroots areas. So are you now going to allow the PLP to edge you out in these areas that have been in the past PLP strongholds? We've seen the late Dr. B.J. Nottage hold on to this seat for a considerable amount of years. Can we see this reoccurring due to the time frame in which it's taking the other parties to roll out ratified candidates?
I think with Mr. Watson, his advantage is that the previous F&M member of parliament for the same constituency has chosen another constituency for Charlotte. And so if the people felt abandoned by Mr. Travis Robertson, it gives the advantage to Wayne Watson, who stayed, who continued to work with the people, who remain active throughout the last 4 years, 4 months in Bain and Grantstown. And so the F&M is disadvantaged because they have to send a new candidate. And so we'll watch how it plays out, but it's very interesting. I think Wayne Watson will retain the seat for the Progressive Liberal Party.
I'll tell you this, listen, ladies, when Justin and D'Angelo, y'all owe me time from last night. I don't know if you all forgot that, because they have told me I need to wrap up. Of course, we wanted to get to the Free National Movement in Central and South Andros and talk about Julian Gibson aspiring. We wanted to talk about so much, but we can't talk about nothing else right after this. But I'll tell you this, we are going to get, you all remember Temperature Check? That's right, it returns very, very soon. Each Wednesday, and perhaps we may have to introduce another day based on exactly what the window is for the general election, but we are going to, at least once a week until the general election, focus in on each constituency, each candidate, and be as frank as we need to be about their performance and what they have done, and perhaps even the vision they're sharing. That's important as well, the vision moving forward. And so certainly stay tuned to be on the headlines. And Thursday, we're going to be live again at PLP headquarters to see what's going on. We're going to keep monitoring what's happening in Andros and everywhere else for the Free National Movement. And so we certainly want you to tune in. This is your spot to have your voices heard, the opinions that you think expressed, and certainly, of course, as we all together move toward the next general election in a few months as we expect it to be. So don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we are going to shift gears and we're going to look at some of those fires, devastating, all of them really, that have happened and been happening late last year and also at the beginning of this year in Andros. Beyond the Headlines is back right after this.
January means business.
Very dry, tight, sensitive skin? Relieve it in 60 seconds with Aveeno Skin Relief. With soothing triple oat complex, clinically proven to heal and strengthen dry skin. Aveeno, your skin stronger.
Don't let diarrhea steal your sunshine. Imodium Multi-Symptom Relief gets to work fast in just 1 hour, offering our most complete relief from diarrhea, bloating, gas, and cramps. So you can get diarrhea off your mind. Imodium. Calm the chaos of diarrhea.
wrapped up in my arms, dancing to a reggae song. Feel good, I feel good. Cause your perfume isn't loud, and only I can talk about. Feel good, you feel like velvet rubbing over my skin. And when your
Welcome to Paradise Games, where exceptional service meets the ultimate gaming experience. Our dedicated team is here to make every visit a win.
Now this is paradise.
This is more than just a place to play.
Now this is paradise.
It's where excitement meets world-class service.
Now this is paradise.
Now this is paradise.
Come, experience it for yourself. Now this is paradise.
It's a Holy Frosty Christmas, and Wendy's and Coke is bringing the chill. This year, when you upgrade any Wendy's combo to a large, you can instantly win big with the Upgrade and Win Christmas giveaway. We're talking travel gift cards, gadgets, holiday treats, and prizes that make your Holy Frosty Christmas shine. Just upgrade your favorite lunch combo, scan the QR code on your receipt to enter, and let the holiday magic begin. Enjoy great tasting food and win big this Christmas with Wendy's and Coca-Cola's Upgrade and Win. Rules and restrictions apply.
Okay guys, this is what we doing today. We training for the bounce back. This a 150K payday. Y'all ready? Yes. Y'all sweating today. Give me a 2 ball. 10. Give me another 2 ball. 15. You spin, right? It don't look so. It's 10K. Name these games after me. Food Dragon.
Food Dragon.
Cinema Classic.
Cinema Classic.
Yeah. Put that parlay in. Put that in. You know, Jalen Bronson disappointed us last time. You want to walk for this or you want to run for this? Good pace. Good pace. Not too much water. Put it down. Let's go.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Big wins for 10 weeks straight. 15K every week. 10K to a lucky winner. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Of course, it's good to have you all tuned in. We're going to shift gears now, and I know you all are so interested in knowing what else is happening at PLP headquarters and what we had to say about Central and South Andros, but that's okay. We're going to pick up later in the week. But let's just get into this, you all. Really, in the last several months, there have been a number of devastating fires. You remember the apartment complex on East Bay Street, where several homeowners lost their homes in those apartments, an historic building as well, as a result of fire. And there was questions raised about the level of fire services and emergency response as it relates to fires. And then late last year, just sort of, I mean, in the holiday season, we saw what happened at Arawak Key, where several vendors lost their businesses, and that was an issue. In fact, they were to be a part of, and because this show really, this fire show was being planned since last year, and I just could not get a commitment from Arawak Key. One promise after the next from various vendors and the association president, and then it was always something. But we're going to move along nonetheless. Roughly a week ago, several vendors on the island of Andros lost their businesses due to fire. A fire is nothing strange in the Andros, on the island of Andros. In fact, I remember there was a bushfire, and there was, some tense moments as it relates to quickly extinguishing those flames before they got near homes. And so a lot has been happening on our family islands, including right here in New Providence, about the level of emergency response when it comes to fires. And so we're going to start right there this evening. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, Ednal Hall. Ednal Hall is one of those vendors in North Andros who lost his business as a result of the fire there roughly 6 days ago. Also, Marilyn Grant is another one. Again, we also we spoke with and got commitments from basically all of the vendors, but could not reach them. But again, this is something that's very important, so we don't need everyone participating, just voices to express what's happening. And so good evening to you, Mr. Hall. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you here. Are we able to... good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Yeah, fine. Hi, this is Eleuthera.
Ednel Hanna, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for being here on the show with me this evening. Guys, can we please see Mr. Hanna? Mr. Hanna, thank you for being here. Thank you for agreeing to this interview. It's good to have you here. I know that others were supposed to join you, but that's okay.
Yes.
That's okay, sir. You be their voices this evening, and if somebody else comes up in the zone, then we're happy for that as well. But Mr. Hanna, let's talk about what took place roughly a week ago on the island of Andros and how you lost your business, and tell us a little bit about what is it that you did.
That night I was open up out Seaview Park about, like you said, 6 days ago, and everything was going smoothly until about that night, till I think about probably around 4 or 5 o'clock, I heard the news that it was a fire. I just came out of my house, I came out front and I just saw a big smoke, a big fire, and people was out there. But there ain't nothing much we could have done at that time, so we tried, call the fire engine, the water truck come, but there ain't much they could have do, so everything that's been flame.
Yes, sir. What kind of business you operated? Tell us about the business you operated out there.
My father, Edward Hanna, he was running the business, like the one Kong salad out there, and like for over 30 years. So I was a young guy going up under my father. I just started working with him doing Kong salad, helping him out. He passed away about 12 years ago. So I took over the business since that. And about 6 years ago, the hurricane damaged it, so we just rebuilt back. And now the fire.
How soon was it that you were able to rebuild and had business operating again?
It take us about a few years because we didn't have much help.
Yes.
These stores just really opened right back.
When?
After the hurricane Matthew.
Yes, sir.
About 6 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, so we just rebuilt back about 2 years ago now.
About 2 years ago, you just fully rebuilt and was operating.
Yes,
tell me about business on a daily basis or weekly basis. How did it feel to be a business owner, to be a part of the Andros economy, and to be able to have your footprint in how Andros was progressing or is progressing?
Yeah. I mean, it's very nice as a young guy growing up, Business is very nice because we have like plenty tourists. We have like plenty tourists and stuff come down. People in the community support us. And, things was going good. Because I was making like on a weekly basis the one Kong salad. Scores come, we sell like drinks and stuff.
So it's basically like the fish fry of Andros.
Yeah, it's mostly like fish fry. Yeah, that was like the lively part of Andros. So it's a big loss for the community too.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that.
North Andros.
Let's talk about that.
Yes.
What was your income, roughly, roundabout, on let's say a weekly basis?
Daily basis?
A daily basis, yes, sir.
On a daily basis, some days it'll be good and some days would not be so good, On a weekend, you could make like about 300, you could make like 500, 600, depends on a weekends,
Yes.
Because I really does Kong salads,
Yes.
Sell drinks. We have the kitchen, but the kitchen wasn't quite fully open as yet,
Mm-hmm.
But things was really starting to be good out there, you know.
To
It was
pick
a
up.
big loss.
Yeah.
It
Did
was a
you? But
very big loss.
did you or anybody else employ other people like helpers?
Yeah, me and my mom really put it together, you know. She mostly deal with the food part now and again, and I mostly do the counter salads, you know,
Yes. Now
and
it's been.
even
I know.
soft drinks.
Yes. It's been about a week. It was 6 days. Let's talk about how have you all been managing well, you know what? Let's go back to the fire. Let's talk about what time did it take for emergency response to arrive in terms of fire response, and how did that happen?
Okay, I mean, with an Andros, we don't really have a fire truck really in place. And I think that's what we really need to work on. You know, in case of a fire really take place again, we could have one of them in place. But it's just one little, when I see them come out there, that was one little tank. So I don't even think that could push enough pressure out to really do much. You know, because the fire truck is down.
How long has the fire truck been inoperable, not working?
For a long time. I haven't seen that around in months, you know. But I see a truck come there with a little small tank in the back of it. But I don't think that could out no fire like that.
So it's the water truck that you refer to?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, a water truck.
So when it arrived, were the stalls already burnt, or was there still an opportunity to salvage something and prevent all from being destroyed?
I mean, yeah, if we had a fire truck, they still could have saved, I think, about 2 of the stalls done, you know. 'Cause we don't know where it really start from, you know, but yeah, by me, I don't think it started from by me, but you know, but yeah. But if we had a fire truck, I think we could have saved, I think, 2 of the stalls done.
Right.
We might could have saved them.
Mr. Hanna, how does that even make you feel that in 2026, and this is not the first fire, this is not the first, it's not the first fire. I know there was a worrisome bushfire, I think, last year, where the entire almost island came together, an immediate area, to be able to help and extinguish that before because it was threatening houses and churches and businesses. But you know, when you walked out of your home and you saw that fire and you heard people saying, everybody screaming and running about trying to get whatever bucket they could.
Yeah. It's very frightening because my sister came and called me because that earlier at night I heard this thing explode, like, you know, like boom. So I thought, I said, this would be somebody shooting gun or something. Because I thought it was up the street from me. But I didn't know it really was coming from behind, you know. And then my sister came to wake me up, told me the place was on fire. So I just pitched up, I jumped in my car and I drove out there. And I saw the place was already partly burned down, and the other store was already burned down. You know, and then the fire was just running and it's coming over back at us, heading in the bushes. So part of the bushes already catch. You know, so we was trying to go to the neighbors, them to wake them up, to tell them they gotta start come out to try to save the house or whatever. And then the little truck come around.
So houses were also being threatened?
Yes, because the flame was very big and high, you know?
Yes.
Very big and high.
What has this week been like since you and several others have lost your businesses? Was this your only form of income?
No, I mean, it's something like that, you know? Something like that.
How has this week been?
Yes.
Without.
You mean without the business?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it was very rough, you know, devastating, you know, because it's a big loss and I invest a lot into it, you know. I invest a lot into the business. So it's a very big loss. I just was trying to rebuild back and see if I could get some more help and more relief to really start back again. You know, and pray that nothing happened, no fire, no hurricane, or no you know, that everything still will be there for a long time. You know,
Mr. Hanna, you
try
are.
Hope for the best.
Yes, I will follow up, sir, to see exactly what's happening on Andros in terms of maybe the assistance you all are getting of rebuilding and all of that. And I want to thank especially you. I've spoken with perhaps most of you, if not all of you, and you were the only one who showed up this evening because you're speaking truly for your livelihood and your future. And I thank you for doing that. In this segment of Beyond the Headlines, I am focused in on the devastating fires that have happened. The beginning of this year, you heard this one happened about 6 days ago, and residents, several of them are business owners. They are only, many of them, they're mainstream of income. And so they lost that. As you heard Mr. Hanna say, there is no fire truck on the island of Andros. The only one there has been out of operations for several months, if not perhaps longer than that. And so this is what we're focused in on, and looking at the quality of emergency response as it relates to fires and the devastating impact and the destruction it leaves behind, and also the impact on people's lives. When we come back, we will speak with a gentleman from Eleuthera to talk about the fires they have suffered, and also the fact that for them, there's a bit of good news, you know, that are the rainbow after the rain. Well, they perhaps have a better story to tell. But we are focused in this evening on fire response. Tomorrow evening, the Royal Bahamas Police Force will join us, and we hope also perhaps to be able to speak with representatives from Backswin, who too have an emergency type of response happening nationwide. This is Beyond the Headlines. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to go to Eleuthera. We're back right after this.
We have to be mindful that as much as we want to restrict development, what impacts the fishery? Over-coastal development, destruction of mangroves, overzealousness of the industry. We have a new movement called do-it-yourself fishing. That is anglers who come to the Bahamas, they don't engage in hiring a guide. Because of this approach, you are going to have people who are going to exhaust the resources.
This is an industry that's preserved. It should be for Bahamian guides only. We have the DIYs coming in here and they're destroying our flats.
We try not to overfish certain areas, so we'll fish a certain area and we'll back off for a while because we don't want the fish to feel too much pressure.
It's not just using the buzzwords of the environment and the ecology. The tourists can be educated that the more you support local ownership, people are doing it obviously the right way, the more the economic circulation in the communities.
I think the most critical thing is accountability, and that accountability by way of legislation, both the Act and regulations to govern fly fishing in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
I look at conservation efforts and the regulation that I've seen to protect the industry that's in the developed world. All of those jurisdictions have implemented strong regulation to protect their fisheries. We are way behind, but we do have a movement and a consciousness. We know where we need to be. Those are our resources, and we have to make an exerted effort to protect it because that's the only gift that we have been given. And if we don't protect that, then we lose everything.
Building the lodge, I understood clearly the mission to continue what my father started. From this lodge, it has served as the headquarters. We finally got legislation passed in 2016, and it legitimized the guiding profession. We pushed to get the program established into BAMSI in the training of the next generation of guides, but it extends way beyond that.
We need more Bahamians in the industry who are doing the research to provide the information to the industry, that is to fishermen and to everybody who benefits from the resources.
We don't know the resources in this country. We grew up just hearing about sun, sand, and sea.
It is going to be through education and awareness, whether it's within our schools, whether it's in our communities, to conserve the environment, that is going to sustain the fly fishing industry.
Well, the future of fly fishing in the company, I think fly fishing is a very, very unique spot. I think it's going to get better because the guides are now being all certified. They're all getting proper knowledge of handling and how to run the whole system.
If you're a youngster and you want to get into this, it's a job like any other job. You got to live it. You got to love it.
Young entrepreneurs coming in, you want that kind of interest. You want that kind of drive and desire. You want to carry that. You want to become the product.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you all tuned in. This part of the show, as we did in the last segment, we're focusing in on the level of emergency response in the country, particularly as it relates to fires. And we're doing so because of the devastating fires that have happened. People have been left homeless or had to scramble and find other forms of accommodation. In fact, one person I spoke with from the fire at the residential area, and that's the apartment complex on East Bay Street, moved to the United States and is now only returning back to the Bahamas later this month. Many others I could not have reached and make touch with, get in contact with, but many of them have had to scramble and live with loved ones, rent other rentals, and any number of things they have had to do as a result. The vendors at Arawak Key are working to try and rebuild and get things moving back and so that they can get back into business and begin making money and being able to care for their families. They were invited to this interview and to this show, but they have say they are busy working and any number of excuses. But certainly, of course, we wish them well. We heard from Andros a minute ago. Andros, has just been about 6 days that several vendors there in what is sort of their fish fry lost their businesses as a result of a devastating fire. Many of them employed others. And as you heard from Ednal Hanna a moment ago in the last segment, and so all of that has come to a standstill as those persons scramble to assess and obviously see what the cost of the damage is and then seek about rebuilding. Well, Eleuthera has had its fair share. In fact, Eleuthera has had bushfires that threatened residences, businesses, and really quite scary. There are people who have been injured as a result of house fires. In fact, even I think a loss of life. And so we're going to get and bring into this discussion in this segment Clement Thompson. Clement, pardon me, good evening to you. It's good to have you here. Good to see you again. Happy New Year to you. Let's just jump right in. Let's jump right in, Clement, and talk about how I guess the very, very sparse fire response and availability of emergency fire response has impacted especially areas like South Eleuthera.
Well, good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamaland. Yes, for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here with you. My hometown experienced the devastation of fire first time. We know it all so well. Alone, right here in Wims's Bight, we've lost 2 homes recently, last year. And we had a massive bushfire that threatened a lot of homes. And right next door to us in the settlement of Green Castle, about little over a year ago or so, there was a little boy that died in a fire. You know, so we know well of the destruction and the devastation of fires.
Yes, absolutely. Let's just talk about how frightening it's been, and you know, to see one after the next these emergency incidents happen in terms of fire, and still at the end of the day, there's still been no ready emergency response there. And the thing is, Eleuthera is a little different in that it's a long island, so it's miles and miles between, but there are other areas that have fire response, right? Am I right?
You're right. You're correct. You're correct, Shanique. And for us, the settlements are so far apart, and like you said, the road is very long. It's a very long island. But in the south, I give thanks that we were able to get on your show at the beginning, and the Minister Clay Sweeting, he heeded the call, and he bought us a fire engine. And Shanique, thanks to you and him in particular, because it was your show that worked the wonders for us. A fire engine. It's not a state-of-the-art fire engine, but listen, Shanique, since we've gotten that fire engine, we've gotten numerous calls and we've done numerous responses.
I know that I know that the last time we spoke, you said, Shanique, we are going to now and start training volunteer firefighters. So they have been trained already, and you're now in full operation.
We're in full operation, Shanique. We have been trained. We have been trained to a certain extent. We're not professionals as yet, but since August, we have already responded to about 5 fires. Just recently, we went into Rock Sound, where there was someone's house was beginning to burn. We were able to help extinguish that fire. But yeah, it's the truck is working, and we have persons in particular. We have Ralvin, we have Rod. These guys, Jeremy, these guys go out and beyond. There's Poops and there's the community of Wims's Bike, Janae. So we're here, and we respond to fires and we respond to calls 24 hours, 24/7. Numerous times we get calls from the police, and then we get calls from individuals alike. So we have responded to 2 bushfires. So far, we have responded to the park in Deep Creek where their homecoming site was on fire. So we are here, and the emergency response it is very good. I can tell you that. If you call, we always respond.
So your area, which is Wimsbite, has become sort of central to be able to help the entire South, it seems, to respond as quickly as you can and get things done. Talk about just the level of relief in the minds of you who've been speaking out and very vocal about it since those fires happened, and the residents, the police, and community leaders, to know that that fire truck, although not state-of-the-art, as you said, but it's there and it is actually making a difference.
Yes, Shanique, it is making a difference, and I must say, sometimes we get calls and we go there and there's nothing happening, but that's also good. I knock on wood. We've not had no devastation since we've gotten the truck and we've gotten it up and running. And a lot of people call in, so there is confidence. The people are confident that if they call us, that we would respond. And we lead. I put out a clarion call that if they're, however simple or however small the fire is, that you reach out to us.
This is good to hear. I know the last time we spoke, which was last year, was some frightening moments happening there. And so you came on the show and you made a heartfelt plea. How can Andros learn from what Eleuthera has learned, especially South Eleuthera? You see the gentleman in the last segment talk about not having access to fire, there is no fire emergency response there because the fire truck is been disabled. What can Andros learn from what you all have been able to get done?
I would say to them, Shanique, and I would strongly encourage them to reach out, but try and get it done yourself. Don't depend on the government. Don't really depend on the police. All of those factors are there to help, but try and reach out and get it done yourself. That's how we had to do it. And then in doing so, you become more independent and you become more reliable. Where when you can rely on yourself, then your response is always better. So I would tell them to reach out, but try just try and do as much as they could themselves.
Well, this is really good news because the thing is we never caught up to talk about how the fire truck that was bought from the community as well as your member of parliament, you all came together and worked together to make it happen. We never caught up to see how it's going. I'm quite happy that you have agreed to participate in this because Eleuthera had its fair share. I didn't even remember the really fatal incident that happened in Greencastle, as you said, when a kid lost their life as a result of fire there. But I know it had some shaky, very, very frightening moments in terms of fire and trying to get it contained. And so I'm happy that that fire engine is making a difference, regardless if it's 20 years old. It's making a difference there. Where do you see your emergency response going from where and building from where it is right now, Clement Thompson?
Well, Shanique, it's great. It's great that you asked that. That's a very good question. You know, we right now we have acquired another fire truck, and that one is state of the art.
Wait a minute. Wait. Boy, you're keeping secrets. Did you say South Eleuthera has another fire truck?
Yeah. Well, yeah. We in Wims's Bite, it has been donated to us by Michael and Karen. They're from Canada, so the truck is all the way. It's all the way up in Canada, but we are in the process of trying to ship it down to us. So that takes a little paperwork, but that one should be here soon, and I'll keep you updated on that. But yeah, so we are trying to as we go along, Shanique, we're trying to improve on the services, improve on the vehicles and everything. As you know, we do have a state of the art ambulance also that we use and that's being used a whole lot. So we're trying to upgrade as we go along.
Well, that is excellent to hear. I'm happy to know that you all are you didn't just stay with what you had, but you're awaiting the newest fire engine that you say is certainly obviously more modern than the one that you presently have. And now the two of them together can even do more. Is there some plan to train more individuals?
Of course. Of course, and the plan is to train individuals all over Eleuthera, to just come when we have the training. We'll have it open for anyone who wants to come and attend, especially the settlements within that area, the settlements of Waterford, Deep Creek, Bannerman Town, and Greencastle. We really have reached out to them and the leaders of those areas and gotten them involved, and we're trying to train up as much people as we can.
I thank you very much, Clement Thompson. You're always such a great person to interview, and thank you even for saying that I had a role, but I was just very happy to give you a voice so that you can just go out there and make your appeals, and obviously it's paid off and it's paying off. Thank you for joining me this evening.
Much appreciated, Shanique. Much appreciated, and I would say thank you to the team that we have in Wims's Bite. They're a great group of people, women and men. The Emergency Response Center in Wims's Bite is working very good. And I'd like to say thank you to them. And thank you, Shanique. And for the people in Andros, I don't know who your MP is, but you better get one like Clay Sweeting. It makes a whole lot of difference.
Thank you very much, Clement Thompson. Thank you so much. And again, we just are very happy. And Andros, you know what? As many times as you need a voice to lobby for and get your thoughts and concerns out there, certainly, of course, reach out to me. Let's help you along. Now, tomorrow evening, we will have the Royal Bahamas Police Force Fire Services join us to talk about fire, but we also hope to also have with us, if you remember, that new government complex on Independence Highway, I think it is, that also burnt and is still not even open and operating because of a devastating fire there. We are hoping to have a spokesperson from that project join us as well to talk about the impact of the fire on that building and the plans to get that moving and into just into the whole scope of government services. There were supposed to be several ministries there, and now it's all at a standstill. Well, thank you very much once again, Andros. Thank you so much, Eleuthera. And thank all of you this evening, of course, at the top of tonight's show, Peggy and Gabrielle. Thank you to you as well. And to my team, my producers, thank you all very, very much. And of course, to all of you watching, thank you so much for tuning in this evening. I look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. See you tomorrow evening.